Degloirespace signing in. I want to talk about something that's quite sad that's happening in the world today. Something that is killing the quality of the human being from a very early age. And with the way the world is going now, there is something being killed in all of us. We talk to kids now and we can already see it. It's been damaged in them from such a young age. What am I talking about? The sense of dream. And I'm not just talking about the narrow sense of dream, like what job do you want to do? I mean something deeper than that. Imagination, adventure, the calling, that inner fire, the feeling that life could become something beautiful, strange, meaningful, even outrageous. That is being killed over and over again. We used to look at the stars and wonder, how do I get there? Now we look at the screen and wonder, how do I get seen? I saw a statistic that in the West, children are 3 times more likely to say, I want to be a content creator than to be an astronaut. That's not ambition, it's conditioning. The horizon hasn't shrunk, our eyes have. And the new generation has it worse. We speak to a 6-year-old, a 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, or a 12-year-old. And more they're thinking in the language of monetization. How do I make money? How do I become successful? How do I build status? How do I get rich? At 11 years old, 12 years old? And we think we are helping them by encouraging it. But there is a psychological poisoning called over-justification. If you take a child who loves to draw and you start paying them for every sketch, they eventually stop drawing for the love of it. The reward becomes the master and the passion becomes the slave for it. When we monetize the dream, we murder the play. Years ago, that was not the atmosphere in the same way. I remember when I was at school, kids wanted to be outrageous things, random things. Actors, astronauts, archaeologists, paleontologists. We had a sense of adventure. Now that gets laughed at. Oh, but there's no money in that. Why would you study dinosaurs? What, are you just gonna live off a salary? On the surface it sounds innocent. It sounds like concern of our livelihood. Like someone is really invested and cares about where I'll end up. But beneath that, something darker is happening. We are killing the dream in ourselves. And when we kill the dream in a human being, we don't just make them practical. We make ourselves smaller. We become more fearful, and so we become easier to control. Because once all we glorify is money, status, and image, our humanity starts collapsing. Money is a tool. It's like if we become a gardener and then we have an obsession with the shovel. But what are we producing? What are we growing? How does someone like an Einstein emerge? Or a Bruce Lee? Or a Bob Marley? Or a Tupac Shakur? You don't become great with obsession with status. You become great with obsession with something else. Something deeper, a fascination, a calling, a discipline, a love. You don't become a Musashi through hustle culture. Musashi didn't walk through the mountains to build a personal brand. He went there to refine his soul. He wasn't obsessed with the audience. He was obsessed with the strategy of being alive. He found himself first, and because he found himself, the world eventually found him. Money may become part of the journey, yes. Livelihood matters, yes. But money was never meant to be the soul. And now that's exactly what's happening. We are building high status cages for ourselves. Like a tiger in a zoo, fed, watched, and successful in terms of survival. But the tiger has forgotten how to roar in the wild. It still has its status, but it has lost its nature. It has status, but it has lost its tigerness. Everywhere we look now, it's money, status, followers, image, monetization, and attention. And when you really look at it, it's garbage. Because high status in what? According to who? A crowd that changes the standards every 5 minutes? A trend? An algorithm? Find something that you respect enough to suffer for it. That's when it becomes real. That's when it becomes yours. And when you go deep into something, status comes as a side effect, because depth has weight, substance has weight, mastery has weight. And this same sickness shows up also in relationships. It's not connection, it's consumption. Another person to validate you, another person to display, another person to prove something through. Why do you need everyone to want you? What are you living for, them or you? Because if you're living for them, you'll never arrive. There is no end point. More money, more status, more attention, more proof. It never ends, and that is not power. That's psychological slavery. We are being conditioned, but you are being fooled if you don't see it. You're being taken for a ride, because once you believe that life is mainly about chasing status and money, you stop asking the real question. What am I here to devote myself to? That is the real question. Your passion is what you need to strive for. Your craft is what you need to struggle for. Yes, life is expensive. Yes, the pressure is real. But we are also contributing to it, because we are letting insecurity lead the way. And if you don't see it, it will keep running your life. Insecurity never thinks clearly. Insecurity panics, insecurity performs, insecurity compares, insecurity reacts, but it does not build. Survival mode can help us escape danger, but survival mode cannot tell you who you deeply are. It can't think deeply, it can't think beautifully. Think of a Van Gogh, think of Salvador Dali. Their work had soul before it had market value, and that's what we keep forgetting. I'm not saying go be poor, go be reckless, go ignore the reality of money. No, we balance it, we survive, but we do not let survival become our religion, because your passion is part of the quality of your life. Look at what we've done to music. There was a time we'd have one vinyl or a CD. We would dwell in it, enter the world of the artist, memorize every word in there, feel it, live in it. Now, 30 seconds, if it doesn't hit you, skip. Skip, scroll, swipe, next. We stopped writing experiences and started writing interruptions. Your brain is no longer inspired. You are being trained to need quick hits, quick fixes, like an addict. And when that happens long enough, you lose your sense of depth. You become a consumer, and a consumer does two things: spend and then look for faster ways to make more money to spend. The cycle. And that cycle is profitable for the machine. But in the process, who is the martyr? Who is being sacrificed? You. Your inner life, your quality of living, your sense of wonder, your ability to dream. That is what is being burned at the stake. So maybe the move isn't to chase more, but to find something you actually care about and protect it. Find the passion, invest in yourself, in a world that wants you to be a consumer. Answering to your calling is now an act of rebellion. Every time you do something just because you love it, without postponing it, without selling it, without proving it, you are taking something back, because you are the quality. Don't try to decorate a low quality inner world with external symbols. If you're not building inner quality, your life will never have quality, regardless of what you have on the outside. A job can feed you, money can support you, status can impress people, but none of those by themselves can make you alive. Only devotion can do that. Only meaning can do that. Only dream can do that. We used to look up at the stars and wonder, how do we get there? Now we look at the screens and wonder, how can we be seen? Maybe it's time to look up again. Degloirespace signing out.